Well, hello, my beautiful Cancerians. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with a little bonus reading all about you. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings, and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Cancerians, this is a little bonus reading all about you. Us tarot readers, we tend to focus on career, money, love, but we never ask, how are you doing? So this reading is going to tap into what you're going through at this moment in time, how you're moving through this period, and what's coming out on the other side for you, what you can expect there. And I just want to put a disclaimer. You may notice that my voice is a little bit off today. I've woken up with a bit of a frog in my throat. I feel absolutely fine, of course, but it's a little indication that perhaps a little cold is coming. So I will get on that lemon, honey, and ginger, as well as a bit of garlic, but I just thought I'd let you know. Anyway, let us tap into what's going on with you right now. I'm just going to tap into your energy here and let us begin. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Cancerians? What do they need to know right now? What are they going through at this moment in time? Can you please show them the way? What is it that they need to be aware of at this present moment? Can you please guide them? The first card there, we've got building, okay? Now, I won't tap into your full energy until I get all of the cards, but I definitely see here that you are in the midst of creating something or trying to bring everything together. I just get an energy here where a lot of you, especially with, building atoms and, magic, alchemy, cleansing, and storms, you've been going through a bit of a difficult time, okay? And I want you to be aware, first of all, everything is coming together. Sometimes when we're in the storm, we're in the middle of things, it just feels like it's never ending. And I can see a lot of you are feeling exhausted right now, but the storm is very cleansing for you. It clears the air. So if some of you are feeling really stuck or there's just a lot going on right now, a lot of pressure, I feel this built up pressure is going to be released. And on the other side is a glorious release. And I would say something really wonderful is headed your way. But we need to tap in a little bit deeper to absolutely see that. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Cancerians? What do they need to know regarding their current circumstances? Can you please show them the way? What are they meant to be aware of at this time? Whoa. Okay, you just literally got a whole bunch of flippers, okay? Have to honor those cards that they've flipped in that way. Let's see what that's all about. We have the Devil card, we have the 6 of Swords, we have the 4 of Wands, we have the 8 of Pentacles, 7 of Swords, the Moon, and the Knight of Swords there, okay? Now, with the moon present, some of you, there's an energy of mistrust, okay? You may feel uncertain about something, or you're feeling that you cannot see clearly what lies ahead. And some of you, I am being given this like heavy pressure. It's almost like a knot in your stomach, okay? That's what I'm feeling. I have to acknowledge it may not be what everyone is feeling there. So please apply it to your situations. If it doesn't resonate with you, please don't try to make it fit, of course. But I'm just being given this energy that it's like you are preparing for some big change, or you may feel like there's some sort of big event or big change that is about to happen and you don't know what it is. And I'm being given trust the process. You're secure in your position, and I feel like you are ready to embrace this change, whatever it is, okay? So if some of you are contemplating like a big move, maybe you're moving to a different state or a different country, or maybe you're embracing a new way of living, maybe you're embracing a new relationship, for example, or something that's just out of your comfort zone, know that you've been guided to this position and that you are protected and directed towards this position. And actually, there's celebration on the other side. You've got the 4 of Wands there, you've got the Knight of Swords, there's a major lifestyle change here, and although the moon is present, it indicates it's natural to feel a little bit nervous, okay? But there's just an energy that I will tap into right at the end there with that moon card energy, because the moon, it can indicate that the universe is actually orchestrating something really wonderful behind the scenes right now, and you can feel a shift. You're very intuitive. You are here to tap into your intuition. I always say, my beautiful Cancerians, so emotional, so sensitive, that is your superpower. If anyone ever tells you that, you know, you're too much, you know, I would say your response should be, maybe they are not enough for you. So I feel there's an energy here of you really owning your intuition and tapping into your personal power. But that storm tells me that you're about to do something really wild and radical in your life that is going to change things for the positive. And some of you may be going through a very intense period of healing, and you're a little bit uncertain because you're in the midst of it, and it feels isolating or lonely, or it feels like, you know, that you're stuck in something. And I want you to be aware that you are going to come out the other side. And I feel this sense of relief, but also I feel this sense of camaraderie, people coming together. So, you know, you're starting with an Eight of Pentacles here, and I'll show you each card individually. But this Eight of Pentacles, it means you're called to focus on yourself at this moment in time. Some of you are doing some repair work as well. Now, it can be that you're doing inner work, and with that moon card, it raises a lot of fears. We go through this metamorphosis in order to face those fears. I mean, you got a Knight of Swords, which is to conquer the fears. It is to, you know, respond differently to challenging situations. So I feel like you're in a period of empowerment, of transformation, but also I feel like you're building something really special. And you may not know right now, but everything is going to take shape and come together as it should, okay? So I want you to be aware of that before we really dig deep in. Now, your first card there is Atoms, of course. So this is like this fizzy energy, okay? Some of you may feel there's like, I don't know, I can't even describe it. It just feels like this fizziness inside, almost like things are bubbling up for you, but also there's this period of stillness. You've actually got a lot of boats in your reading, so it feels like there's movement and improvement. But some of you, especially with the Devil card there, Seven of Swords, some of you are feeling a little bit stuck in something. You may feel there's a repetitive cycle. You may feel that you're looking for a little bit more spontaneity, a little bit more, you know, magic in the everyday circumstances, because you have the Magic card in the Resistance position. Some of you may feel that life has been pretty tough, and it's really hard to, you know, spin all the plates. You're running at capacity. You're actually achieving quite a lot right now, even if you don't feel like it. I really get a sense here that you're trying to make sense of things, but know that you are actually being sort of transitioned towards something greater in your life. Now, it says here building, and it's number 40. When you reduce it, of course, 4 plus 0 is 4. So basically that's about you recognizing that everything is connected and that you're trying to build a solid foundation in your life. Building blocks, of course, matter. And, you know, this is a strong indication that you are an electric and a vibrational being, and you feel so deeply. Now, you're being called right now not to be stagnant in your beliefs and allow growth to happen, because, of course, to stay in one position or feel stuck is unnatural in life. There's always a season, it changes, it transforms, there's always a cycle to something. So if you're feeling really stuck in your current circumstances, you know, with that Eight of Pentacles there, 8 normally indicates a self, but also Eight of Pentacles can indicate that you're stuck in some sort of repetitive cycle, or, you know, that it's the same old thing, just a different day. So with the Devil card present, it can indicate that you are either repeating a cycle in some area of your life, but you're being asked to build upon it, learn the lesson from it. Every time we experience a similar event or a similar person, for example, I just give an example of a relationship. If you are in a relationship and it's not going the way you hoped for, if you're attracting people who have addictions or are unhealed or have toxic traits, or there's trust issues there, if you are attracting people like that, for example, if you leave that relationship and then the next relationship it's something similar, there's something within you that you are called to look at as a lesson, to empower yourself, because you're a natural healer, okay? And I feel sometimes when you are so sensitive and have so much empathy, people are drawn towards you for healing. And they come towards you and they take that nurture and care, but when they're done, they feel confident enough to sort of flee the nest, as it were. And some of you may have noticed that in friendships, relationships, family members, you know, high-level commitments. And I feel you're called right now to realize that, you know, you're really great in building people up, but don't forget yourself, okay? And don't forget about reciprocity as well. You're not just here to be someone's emotional crutch, you know. You have natural gifts that can help people, but there always must be a law of balance in the universe. So, for example, if you find yourself in like healthcare, working in the healthcare environment, or you find yourself in a healing practice, you know, you're giving out your gifts and your qualification, you actually trained for some sort of financial recompense, but also, of course, for emotional, you know, fulfillment there as well. Like you're making a difference, whether you're in a career or not. It's more about the empathy that you give to other people, and it gives you a sense of joy that you've helped someone. But, you know, you give unconditional love, and I want you to be aware that, you know, whoever, if you are experiencing a cycle repeat where someone takes your kindness almost for weakness sometimes, I feel like they really will have a bit of a wake-up call, because you are a very strong person. So that's coming out strongly. I don't know who needs to hear that. But I actually see a lot of you are going through a period right now where you are trying to move on from scattered situations, because I'm being given an energy here that something around you is changing, and you may have felt that life has been a little bit up in the air, and you're trying to, you know, make everything run smoothly, but it feels very compartmentalized. Like you've got to do this, then you've got to do that, then you've got to, and it's like, how do I bring all these things together without feeling absolutely drained? And I feel, especially with that figure in the boat, it's like just moving through the obstacles in the water, okay? So it feels right now you're almost like on autopilot, but I feel there's this energy of you trying to tap into your spiritual gifts on a deeper level, because you may have felt, I'm being given an energy of numb, okay? And you are actually a very feeling, very sensitive person, but there's almost like a part of you that may have felt like you're just doing life, like, you know, you're just existing right now, and there's more to that sort of how can I put that? It's like there's more to life than that right now. You're not here to just exist. You're here to feel and have this wonderful, passionate existence and express your passions, lead with passion. You know, I see that you care about every single person who comes into your life. You have an inner circle here. You know, your nearest and dearest, they're there for you when you're going through times of trouble, even if you don't feel like they are. I feel like sometimes you are in a position where you keep things to yourself because you're very independent, you're very self-sufficient. And for some of you, especially with the cards I'm looking at right now, with the Storm card, some of you have been through some sort of level of trauma that, you know, it's not that you mask it really well, it's that you see it as private and that you are trying to work through some things right now. And you may have like a trauma response to certain things, like you expect troubles ahead, right? So I feel it's almost like you're always on fight or flight mode because you're always expecting the worst, or you're always expecting something negative to come because you've had experiences where these things have happened. It's almost like if you preempt things, then you will be able to either control the situation or be ready, prepared for the situation. But I want you to be aware with that Four of Wands, be prepared for celebration. You know, Four of Wands is excitement, it's joy, it's about spending time with quality people who have your best interests at heart. It's about tapping into music, it's about transforming your environment in some way. A lot of you, music is very cathartic, and if you have lost touch with a style of music, or you know, you haven't been incorporating music as much in your everyday circumstances, this is infinitely going to change your mood, I'm being given. So please tap into music when you can. But looking at your energy, I feel like the fizziness comes from the busyness is what I'm being given. I feel like you have a lot on your mind, a lot on your plate. You know, sometimes you don't have to be physically busy to be busy. It could be busy of the mind, but you're trying to build something, and you may feel either it's building a legacy or raising a family or trying to hold up a job or trying to get a job or maybe trying to move through retirement. Maybe you feel that you're on a journey alone right now through something and you feel that you're just navigating the choppy waters and you're hoping that everything comes together. But know that these little baubles of light there, these atoms, they're shining to guide you. So I feel right now you're in a period of transformation, but you are being guided and protected during this period. And we do have the Devil card there. So the Devil card can be like intense fear, okay? I want to pull a card on this because you have so many swords here. So I feel a lot of you have been very cerebral recently, a lot on your mind, a lot of fears, worries, what ifs, okay? But also the Devil card can indicate that you've been through a very toxic situation that you felt bound to, and it weighs heavy on you, and you're trying to sort of, I'm being given the word extrapolate yourself from it. That's a wonderful word. I'm going to really look that up. I think it means to, you know, disconnect from it or release yourself from it, but it's not a word that I would tend to use, but that's come through there. I feel like maybe it has come through once before, okay, but yeah, I can't really tell for sure of all the words that I use, but it seems familiar but not familiar. Okay, so anyway, with the Devil card there, this is a card that can also indicate a Capricorn in your life. Perhaps you've been dealing with someone who has Capricorn placements, or perhaps you've been dealing with someone who's stubborn, or someone that you're worried about, okay? And there's almost obsession about this card, so I want to pull a card on it, but this is a reading that's all about you, okay? So the Devil card can indicate that you are feeling a little bit mixed up about a situation. I mean, these two cards in particular indicate that you're stuck in something that you feel is never ending right now, and you feel that you want something different. You want new adventures, new experiences, and I actually see that things are going to dissipate for you. Things are going to get infinitely better for you, that's for sure. But it's almost like you have to move through the period because the storm is coming, as it were. Well, I feel it's not the storm is coming. I feel like you're going through the storm. That's the release. This is cleansing. So whatever difficult period you're going through, it highlights that this difficult period is actually purifying and cleansing to clear the air, release the pressure. I see a lot of you under pressure. If you think about a storm, it's the pressure of the biome, the weather system. So I feel a lot of you are going through intense pressure, and it could be a lot of you put a lot of pressure on yourself as well to get things right or be a perfectionist, for example. But let me just pull a card on that, because the Eight of Pentacles tells me that you've been learning a lot about yourself, about what you're capable of, how strong you are. But the Devil card highlights that you feel there's something that you're truly helpless to change right now, and you're wondering how you can move through it, okay? So this reading, it may certainly not resonate with everyone, but I have to honor what has come out there. Now, for some of you, I have to acknowledge that there is a weather system there. So some of you may be feeling that the weather has like completely changed and ramped up its veracity, if that's even a word. Voraciousness, maybe even. I'm just being given these words and I'm going to have to look them up because I'm like, I'm a bit out of my depth with the words that I'm being given, but I have to trust that what I'm being given by my guides is what is meant to be said. So some of you may be keeping an eye on certain weather systems, perhaps because you feel that they are increasing. And some of you, as a result, may be thinking about relocating or moving based on that. That's something that's just coming out there. That, again, may not resonate with everyone, but it's something that's popped out in the energy, so I have to acknowledge it. I feel it requires a lifestyle change, okay? And maybe that's something that you feel is really like a big deal, because the Devil card is actually giving me strong vibes that you're trying to change something, or you're trying to shift something, or have some sort of major lifestyle change. And it feels like it's a big one, okay? You're going to move through this. You're going to celebrate this moment. And although, you know, it's like moving. If you've ever moved home, your whole life is in boxes, right? And it feels like chaos. You're like, oh, where did I put that thing? And everything's a mess. And it's all like you're in the middle of it, right? But when you actually move to the place that you want to live, and you unpack all the boxes and you get everything in its place, you're like, and relax. I did it, and it was a lot of pressure, but it was worth it. So I feel whatever it is you're going through right now, that's the sort of trajectory that you're on. It may feel chaotic right now, but when you move through this, on the other side, there's so much celebration, there's so much joy. It's like you're hitting a milestone that you will actually celebrate with a lot of joy. But also, for some of you, it could be that you're looking at temptation, things that you feel are unhealthy for yourself, because right now you're in a period of detoxing. Okay, it could be as simple as that, because that energy is also coming up there. With that Devil card, it can represent toxicity, and the Eight of Pentacles means you're paying more attention to your body, you're learning more about yourself. You may feel that there is something that you should have given up a while ago that triggers a response in your body that you don't like. Could be like an intense high, intense low. Could be something that makes you feel bloated, or you may feel, lethargic or something. So a lot of you are on a very intense journey to choose healthier options in your life. But right now you're looking at what binds you, what tempts you, and you're trying to, really work on yourself there as well. You're learning a lot about yourself, what tempts you, who pushes your buttons, for example, what stresses you out, what worries you. I feel like you're just really pinpointing things in your life right now so that you can actually have more control over it. Okay. So we have the Queen of Cups. Yeah. And we have the Ten of Wands. Now, the Queen of Cups basically is a Cancerian card. So it's your card. It means you're, basically in a period of needing some self-care. And the Ten of Wands, you're under a lot of pressure, or you have a lot on right now. You're at capacity, very busy, very exhausted. But also it tells me you're a very strong person and that you're very close to reaching your destination, whatever goal that is. So the Ten of Wands, as you can see, this figure is about to reach the home space there. So it's like you're very close to setting down that load, or for some of you, it could be you're about to make a major breakthrough on something personal. If you're going through therapy, for example, or counseling, or if you've been going through a cathartic period of healing, I'm actually being given this energy, and don't shoot the messenger when I say this, okay? But I'm being given this. If you're going through a period of healing, a healer is often not a person that you actually go to for healing, okay? A healer can often be a person who triggers something within you and your own ability to heal yourself, to tap into your personal power and strength. Okay, that's what's been given to me right now. And I feel a lot of you may have noticed that someone triggered something within you and you've stepped away from that person, but it's spun you off onto a very intense healing journey. Now, this could be a family member, could be a boss, could be a neighbor, could be, someone that you love dearly, could be a sibling. So please apply it to your situation. But what I see here is there's an energy here where you feel like you have to do everything alone. And you may feel that whatever it is that you are trying to build for yourself and your family, for example, you feel that, it's a lot. But I want you to be aware you're capable and you're going to move through this period. And I feel there's a lot of exciting energy on the other side, a lot of celebration, a lot of joy, like, yes, you did this. Now, also, the Ten of Wands can be a card of releasing excess stress, excess energy, clearing space for a new beginning. I feel for some of you, you've overcommitted yourself and you have a lot on your plate, but you're in a period of decluttering life, body, mind, and soul. But I feel some of you are thinking about burning bridges to the past in order to really, implement self-care. So it could be this is the final release period of you kind of like letting go of a person who either did not see your worth, or someone who was caught up in their own trauma, unhealed, and they projected upon you. Perhaps some of you are in a period of like finally cutting something out of your diet that you feel isn't, serving your body well at this moment in time. Whatever it is, I feel like you're now taking care of yourself and you're being called to implement what is best for you, your body, and your peace of mind. And I feel a lot of you are trying to, find a lot of emotional security within yourself. Now, this is a very deep reading, my beautiful Cancerians. So, of course, it may not resonate with everyone, but I really feel here that, especially with that Eight of Pentacles, that you're focusing on what's right for you at this moment in time, not in a, selfish or egotistical way. I feel it's high time that this is your time, okay? So for some of you, this could manifest in different ways. It could be that you have been a parent and you're still a parent and your children are going off to college, for example, and you're worried about them, of course, who wouldn't be? There may even be a little bit of empty nest syndrome going on there, but at the same time, this is now your time to do things in a different way. Maybe schedule some things for you. Maybe have more time to, cozy up with that good book, or do things that you've been wanting to get round to doing for a while. Same with retirement. For example, you may be a little bit nervous about retirement, feeling, okay, this is it. I'm entering into a different pace of life. Maybe your friends are not at that stage and you feel that you're, the first person to enter into retirement, or you're trying to navigate your way through this period and think, okay, got to look at my finances, got to, go out there and, deepen my connection to my sense of purpose, go and have some traveling. This is my time, so I feel a lot of you are on the precipice of a different pace of life right now. And it just feels like a major lifestyle change. Please apply it to your situation. I mean, it could be that you're going off to college for the first time, or you're going off to, on a sabbatical, going traveling around the world, thinking about taking some time out. Whatever it is for you right now, I feel that this is your time. And yes, of course, uncertainty will trigger some level of anxiety. But at the end of the day, I see with that Knight of Swords there and the Four of Wands, you're going to celebrate this moment as a monumental time in your life where you got through something, you faced a fear, you conquered it, and there was reward on the other side. I see a lot of cathartic experiences for you during this time as well. Now, with the Alchemy card in the Resistance position, some of you are so exhausted, you may feel like the sparkle has kind of gone in some way, or you're in search of your inner sparkle, and it feels like you want to reconnect to a part of yourself that you feel has lain dormant, okay? Because I do see a lot of you are on autopilot. It's almost like a detachment, okay? And for a small percentage of you, there's something at the root here where I feel you may have numbed something or pushed it away and you didn't want to face it, but it starts to rise up within you and you can't ignore it anymore. But I do see that you will process it and move away from it. This card, it is number 43. When you reduce it, it is 7. 4 plus 3 is 7, which means you're going to move away from something that was difficult. You've had an obstacle in your road, as it were, and it was a bump in the road, but now you're going to move through this period and you're being guided to calmer waters here, especially since you've got that 6 of Swords there as well. I see you've been tested. You've had a real test of faith in some area of your life. And with the 7 of Swords, there's two energies coming out. One is this sense of, renewed independence, self-sufficiency, that you're so strong, you're not conforming, you are not certainly not a people pleaser. No Cancerian that I ever know is a people pleaser. That's what I love about my beautiful Cancerians. But I feel now is the time to live life on your own terms and, find the courage to kind of go off and do your own thing is what I'm being given there. But also I feel this is about connecting to your passions, to the things that really light you up, light up your soul. I feel with this card here, this is about you discovering magic in the everyday circumstances, because anything that's in the Resistance position, it will go into the upright. So you're going to start seeing people, in a new way. People paying it forward. Seeing the magic in people when sometimes we don't see the magic in people. Seeing the magic in nature. This card, it's basically an indication that there is magic to be found everywhere. But when you're in a state of fear or in a state of busyness and, you're just at capacity, shall we say, I feel that's when we miss things and we start to just feel almost like our soul kind of draining away or feeling, I almost want to say gray. Okay, that's what I'm being given right now. And this card, it's you are to remember that you are the magic, okay? Magic is not a miracle, although, of course, miracles do happen. But, this is a period to believe in your magic. It is a time for you to reignite that spark and reconnect to things that you love doing. But also, I feel the universe is bringing you to a period where you are going to discover more magical experiences, events, people, circumstances, and you're going to see some miracles as well. So some of you may have been asking for one, and I definitely see something is being offered to you here that will be celebrated, okay? Now also, this card is a card to have faith, and it's interesting because when you get this card, it often talks about, each card comes with like a little booklet to let you know what it means according to the creator. And if I remember rightly, there was something in that book about weaving together all the sort of separate pieces is what I'm being given. And you have the Atoms card, which is like all the separate pieces. And you've got the Eight of Pentacles, which has a spider's web on it. Everything is connected. And I feel here that everything is going to come together as it should. Remember, spider's webs are often the shape of a dream catcher. So I feel right now you're in the period of creating your dream life or trying to move through difficult times to accomplish something that you really desire deep down. Well, it shall happen. Everything is going to come into, place as it should. It may not feel like it when you're in the middle of it. Remember, as I said about the moving with the boxes, it feels like chaos before it all comes together as it should. Now, that Six of Swords, the Six of Swords can indicate that you've been through a very turbulent emotional time, okay? And it's been weighing on your mind. But that Six of Swords, it reminds you that you have greater wisdom and greater strength because of it. And of course, some of you, if you've been through a very traumatic experience, even when you were younger, it doesn't matter when you had the traumatic experience, it shapes who you are and it influences how you respond to life or to things that occur. And sometimes you can be in a fight or flight trauma response or expect troubles ahead because you've always had some sort of difficulty. But I feel like you're being called to release that now because there are greater things ahead of you that are going to be much more peaceful, much more rewarding, much more fortunate. Now, I'm also being given this energy, you're not in this alone, okay? So I feel there's someone you could share whatever it is you're going through with, and I feel they would also understand. They may not fully know what you're going through because we can never understand what a person is actually going through, but they can lend, a very empathetic ear, and I feel there is someone that you can confide in if you're going through something. Now, of course, not everybody's going to be going through something, but this reading that I have been given for you all, Six of Swords is coming out of a turbulent time. It is, a time where you feel tested, and it was a rite of passage. I feel, you're stepping into the unknown in some way, and that's what's going to bring you what you truly desire. And this is a transition towards something greater. And a lot of you are thinking about relocating because I'm being given all the geese, I'm just being given this energy of like relocation, or for some of you, it could be that you're heading somewhere for the winter, if you're lucky enough. It could be that you are thinking about where you should be during this period. A lot of you are thinking about your inner compass, and I get this energy of like, where do you belong? And I feel that you are seeing that although your circumstances keep you to one place right now, you're making some radical changes that will actually release you from certain commitments or certain responsibilities and bring you immense joy, okay? So with the Seven of Swords, this Seven of Swords, it's in the resistance position at first, just like the Six of Swords. Six of Swords is to feel stuck in the resistance position, but anything that is in the resistance position, it will go into the upright. So this is about reclaiming your independence. It's about moving through that difficult period, and it's about doing things your own way. I'm actually hearing the song by Frank Sinatra, I Did It My Way, that's coming through. So you may hear that song in the next coming weeks or months. And that highlights that something that you are building, you will celebrate it, and you may hear some really great news on it, because this is the card of celebration. This is the card of good news coming in, okay? It's also a card of preparation. Prepare for peace, tranquility, celebration, rest, harmony. I feel, you're about to have a major breakthrough in something. But for some of you, this could be a person that you need to clear the air with, and there is a reunion, okay? I'm really getting a strong vibe that either there's discord or something gone on with you and a person. Could be a family member, could be a partner, could be a boss, a neighbor, or, please apply it to your situation. If there's been conflict or a misunderstanding, or, there needs to be some healing, a breath of fresh air between you both where you get clear and calm down, for example, I feel there can be an olive branch in this situation. I feel like clearing the air is actually on the cards for you and this person, and things are resolved, is what I see there. But the moon card is present, which reminds you that, the fear of it occurring again may always be present. We must address the fears and trust in the moment. Sometimes it's really important to take a person as they are in that moment. If you've got an intuition about something that it feels off, I would say trust that, but always wait until you see physical evidence, and don't allow the fears to get to a point where you feel obsessive about it, okay? Now, again, that may not resonate with everyone, but that's coming through as well. I'm just getting lots of pockets of energy and experiences. So maybe that's how you're feeling right now, that you have a lot on your plate. Maybe you feel there's lots of thoughts going on in your mind, and you're like skipping from one to the next. And you've been feeling a little bit in a tailspin because you have so much on your plate. But I feel there is a calmer time ahead for you. And I mean, the Seven of Swords, for some of you, you may have felt that someone was dishonest. Okay, you may have felt that someone betrayed your trust in some way, and you're distancing yourself. As I said, I feel you burning a bridge with someone. I do see that in the future, there is the potential for this person to try and reach out for an olive branch, but only you can decide whether you want that. This person will want to reunite and clear the air, but again, that's totally your call. It will be available to you. Really interesting, as you could see, it's like those birds like migrating there, and there's one bird that is focusing on a person. So it's like you may be moving away from something. I mean, sometimes the Seven of Swords can also represent running away from something. It can indicate that, even if you try and run away from your problems, they're always going to be present. They're always going to be on your mind. If there's a conversation that's been left unsaid with a person, it's always going to weigh heavy on your shoulders until you release it or air it, or, even write it down and then burn it. So it's cathartic and you get it out there into the ether. But I feel like you're going through a very intense period of processing something and letting go of something, and I feel like you come out the other side renewed and relieved, is what I see there. I'm actually going to pull a card on that Seven of Swords, because it can indicate that a lot of you, there's this fight or flight kind of mode where you feel like you always have to be prepared for the next big thing, the next change. And of course, as humanity, we all went through something major a couple of years ago. And although, it seems like a lot of us have moved on from that, it's still present in our psyche. It's still present in our fight or flight mode. Like, it could happen again. What if it happens again? How will I respond? What's going on there? What's the next big thing? So, it can be like a human consciousness kind of energy where it's still present. And I have to acknowledge that because of the swords there. So it can have profoundly affected you because you are such a deep, sensitive person, and you care so much about the people that you consider your nearest and dearest, okay? And you're always wanting to be very protective of them. Don't allow fear to rob you of joy, because there are certain entities in this world that would prefer it that way. But I would say to you right now, don't allow fear to rob you of joy, okay? There's so much joy here for you, so many good times. I feel a lot of you are thinking about, embracing new festivals, new experiences, coming out of your comfort zone. And I feel, look, Nine of Cups. Everything you wish for, you will achieve, but the universe is supporting that. This card literally means to feel proud of yourself. You're doing a really great job. I wanted to pull a card on that Seven of Swords, but it indicates an independent energy. And that Nine of Cups means you're going to get what you wish for. Independence, you will basically launch whatever lifestyle it is that you want to launch. For some of you, it could be launching a business. So please, as I said, apply it to your situation. But the Nine of Cups indicates complete fulfillment of desire, achievement of whatever it is that you want, and that you can be really proud of yourself and take pride in all the hard work that you're putting into life, into your family, into your circumstances, because you will be satisfied that you did everything you could. And there's something to celebrate here, to highlight that you'll be rewarded for all of this. Now, We do have storms there, okay? Now, this is your final overarching card. And, you know, this storm is actually bringing a lot of growth, okay? As you can see there, this figure is in a hand. So it's almost like a test was handed to you and you've passed the test. Now, nobody likes to be tested. None of us. But we're tested all the time. Our patience is tested. People test us. You know, circumstances test us. The world at large tests us. And I feel right now, you're in a period of coming through that, okay? It's cleansing for you. It's going to release a lot of pressure. Now, what I'm being given on a personal level is that music is actually going to release a lot of pressure for you. So no matter what stage of life you are at, put on that music and play it loud. Move your body to it, tap your hand to it, whatever it is. Just feel it in your bones is what I'm being given here. But also, people, being surrounded by people and their energy, the people you care about the most. I feel, it's important to recognize that we're here for each other. But sometimes, especially when we're all independent and we don't show a vulnerable side, people feel like you're a warrior and you've got this and you're fine and they don't need to be there. So sometimes I feel you're learning how to articulate your feelings in a healthy way, okay? We're all doing that, so I'm not pinpointing a finger at you, my beautiful Cancerians. It is something that's coming out there. But sometimes we put a smile on things and we hold it all together and we go, yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, everything's great. It's good. I'm good. When inside, it's not fine. So I feel for some of you, you've been holding it all together. And this is like your permission to give yourself a breath, give yourself a rest, but also a pat on the back and say, yeah, you've been doing a good job. Things have been tough and you're moving through this period and your future self is really proud of you right now as well, okay? Now, this card is number 23. When you reduce it, 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 is always the number of conflict. So I do see that you have been having a bit of an inner battle there. But this card, it does indicate that sometimes, and I think I mentioned it at the beginning there, it feels like you are gathering a lot of energy there to sort of transform your life in some way. I mean, it can be that you're like blowing away what you no longer need in your life, but also it can indicate that there's like a dramatic situation that came to a climax and now you need to process it and like let your body deal with it and cleanse it. I feel this is a whole like reading about letting go and know that you're actually moving towards something greater in your life. And I feel there's an energy here that there will be something offered to you in the next 6 to 7 weeks that may surprise you, but it's almost like such a nice surprise. It's going to make you like cry. It's going to make you like release pressure, break down and say, I can't believe it's happened. But it's a positive thing. So it's something that's going to make you cry with joy is what I'm being given here as well. Okay. Now, we do have this Four of Wands. The Four of Wands, of course, is celebration, success, but also the Four of Wands is a card of something that you were preparing for. It's all coming together. Now, like, if, for example, you were preparing for some sort of event, say, for example, you're about to get married, my beautiful Cancerians. Could be that you love the person that you're with, but of course it's going to raise some fears about being with a person your whole life. Being independent, does that mean your independent kind of energy changes? Absolutely not. You can still retain your sense of independence. For some of you, it could be that, you're about to see your child get married and it's a wonderful experience and you're all in the hustle bustle of getting all the things together and making sure that it goes well without a hitch. And it could be that you are worried that certain things won't be ready on time, or you may even feel like if you don't know or trust the person that your child is marrying, you feel like you have to let go a bit of the sort of control and say, well, they are here as a human being to make their own decisions and their own mistakes, if it is a mistake. And sometimes that can be really hard to fathom. So I feel it's about letting go, releasing the control, and acknowledging things are as they are. And I always say about life, and it's easier said than done because I do it myself, sometimes we must look at life like we're driving a car, okay? If you do drive a car. If you don't, then of course it could be like walking down the sidewalk. You're discovering things as you walk. Things are happening around you as you discover them. We can't really preempt right at the very end of the road unless we can really see it. And some of you are natural seers. You can actually preempt certain things, but like I can't preempt things for myself sometimes because I can't read for myself either. I have to go to someone else for that. I can do that for other people, but I can't do it for myself. Sometimes we are limited in what we are given, and we have to just trust the process, that what we are discovering or exploring on our journey is just that. It's an experience. And I feel that will take away the fear, because if there's something that you're worried about, but you cannot change the circumstances, then what are you worried about? It's going to happen either way, or it's not going to happen either way. So we must release that vibration of fear. Also, if there's something you're worried about and you can change it, then change the things that you are capable of changing. And I see here with the Knight of Swords that you're doing that. And I feel with this Moon card energy, it's like fear will always be present at some moment in time, but we must really look at it and process it and become aware of when we slip into those periods of feeling a little bit vulnerable to the unknown, okay? So there's something about that coming in here, but know that the universe is supporting your endeavors. Let me pull a card on this Moon card, because this, I feel strongly, is a call to romance your life, to do a little bit more treating yourself, to really reflect on who you are and get to know yourself on a deeper level, because you're always kind of projecting out, my beautiful Cancerians. You're a very deep person, but you put a lot of that care and devotion and that focus and energy on the people around you that you really care about, your nearest and dearest. Don't forget about yourself is what I'm being given there. But the Moon card actually, when you got the Storm, which is a lightning bolt, it's like a surprise. And then you've got the Four of Wands there as well, and the Knight of Swords. This is telling me that the universe is sending you something that is a surprise. It's in the works right now, and it's going to reveal itself when the moment is right, and you're going to be so joyful. You're going to celebrate it. So let me just some final cards to clarify that Moon card for you. Queen of Cups, tap into your emotions, tap into your intuition, trust your intuition. If you feel something is off, then of course, as I said, trust that intuition, act accordingly, but wait for proof. If you're in, for example, a toxic situation and intuitively you feel you got to get out of there, then get out of there, because you are you, and that is your superpower. You are the most permanent person in your life, okay? Do you. It's very important to acknowledge that. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please? Oh, that one actually bent over. Oh my gosh. Same cards. That one actually bent in the deck. So a lot of you are bending over backwards, okay? And some of you are bending over backwards for people who you feel do not appreciate your efforts. So I feel like this is a big recalibration period for you. But the cards are the same. I mean, you saw me shuffling. The cards are still the same. Time to really look after yourself. Emotional self-care. Emotional security. You are a healer. But remember, I feel it's important to recognize that something or someone may have triggered something within you that activates your own healing. And with that Ten of Wands, it's like, are you doing too much right now? Is life a lot right now? Can you set some things down and compartmentalize and focus on what is a priority right now? Remember, you are a priority right now. So that Moon card is all about the heaviness. And sometimes emotions are heavy. Emotions, they come and go. They're there for a reason. They are cathartic. Sometimes we're so busy being strong, we forget to cry. We forget to let it all out, and it releases the pressure. Every time I come down with a major migraine, for example, I forget to cry. Crying actually releases a lot of pressure for me, because sometimes we're busy just holding it all together. So I really get a sense that this reading in particular has been all about let it out, let it all out. Now we have that Knight of Swords, which means there is going to be a change, but also this card, it comes with a personal message of you're responding differently to circumstances. You're reacting in a different way. So if someone's triggering you or pushing your buttons, or there's a toxic experience that is always on repeat for you, you're responding differently, and there lies the change. You're taking full control back. Also, I feel this is a lifestyle change in general, and I feel like you are going to be so proud of yourself that this lifestyle change will move quite quickly. And I want you to be aware of the shield. It's like to protect, and there's a moon there as well. So I feel, you know, this is like to protect yourself from fears, because sometimes the inner fears can be the worst. Also, like anger, like negative emotions in general, they're there on purpose. We're humans. We are meant to feel those things. Otherwise, they wouldn't be there. But we must not hold on to them, because if we hold on to them, the only thing it's hurting is ourselves. Okay, so I feel this is a period of you focusing on you. Now, this was a very deep, intense reading about your personal development and growth, and I really feel like you've been going through it, my beautiful Cancerians, but know that you're coming out the other side, okay? Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Cancerians? What do they need to know right now? Can you please guide them for their highest good? What are they meant to see right now? Can you please show them the way? Now, I'm just seeing like it's like a horse and carriage type thing. So I'm guessing I'm being given an image of that to connect to the Chariot card. I'm not really sure why I'm being shown that image, but I mean, it could also be that you've had a turbulent time in a relationship, like a marriage, because sometimes horse and carriage marriage. So it could be that, or maybe some of you are single, for example, and you want to get married and you're feeling, you know, very alone and isolated, and you just feel like you're not connecting to anybody. But I see in your future that you will actually have a high level commitment. You'll get engaged to that person if you want to follow that path. You'll definitely live with that person, settle down with that person, and this person will raise you up. In good times and bad, this person will be there. So I feel, you know, trust the process. But I'm just being shown the carriage. So this can indicate intense movement and improvement in your life, that you're moving on from something. It says here, nurturing, take care of yourself and your loved ones over all else. Love is the real treasure. I mean, that was a strong message that came out in this reading, but I feel the first sentence is take care of yourself as well, okay? Now also we've got abundance. You come into money or receive more than expected, more than enough. I feel this message, of course, this can connect to finances. You'll have more than enough. My grandma always used to say, you'll have what you need. And she was absolutely right. I'm being given a circumstance in my own life many, many years ago. I'm obviously being given this in the water right now because I'm scrying at the same time as doing a reading. But many years ago, I basically was very hungry, okay? And I was waiting on some finances, but they didn't come through. And I was like, oh, dear universe, please help me. I'm so, I hadn't eaten from like, I think it was 2 days. It was the day before. I hadn't eaten like, yeah, definitely from the day before. And, you know, I had a lot of pride. And I could have gone to a family member maybe and said, hey, look, can you like lend me a bit of money, or can you help, you know? But pride actually stopped me from doing that. And I thought, you know what, I'm just going to like write it out. And I was really hungry. And in that moment, when I literally was like, oh my gosh, I'm so hungry, please, dear universe, send me like, you know, a lifeline, because I was actually asking for the money that I was owed for, you know, but it wasn't coming through. And then I literally walked about 2 steps. I kid you not. This is like real magic happening in the everyday. I walked about 2 footsteps, right? And there was like $5 on the floor. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I looked over and there was a bagel like cart right there. And I was like, I can afford a bagel. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And I was like, in that moment, I knew magic is real. I knew miracles are real. It's like sometimes, you know, when we really need that helping hand, it will come to us. And sometimes we got to go through something, a storm. We got to experience it to come out the other side and be changed by it. So this reading, it may not resonate with everyone, but I certainly know it's going to resonate with someone out there, and I hope it helps to know that there is something really positive on the other side of this. But also I feel you're here to learn that you're a gift and that you are more than enough, okay? And finally, we've got new horizons. So again, something new brewing here for you, a lifestyle change. It says your dreams are within your reach, so keep going. Fortune is on your side. So that's a very prominent message to end your reading there as well. So a difficult read, absolutely, may not resonate with everyone. And I'm not going to make something up for you and tell you what you want to hear, I guess. I have to honor each card as it comes out, and I don't choose the cards. So I hope it does resonate with someone out there. But I fully acknowledge that it probably won't. But if it does resonate in any shape or form, please like or subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press that little notification bell. Lets you know when I update my next message. Lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is so important for me too. Thank you so much, my beautiful Cancerians, and love and light.